Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500, welcome back to Project Evie. It's such a long time since I worked on this, I've forgotten the name. Project Evie. And there's a few things still left to do on this one. It's been a little bit neglected, it's been sitting parked outside for a few days as we've been doing this one. And we've been obviously doing the convertible as well, which has now also been sitting for a few days because I've been working on this one. So yeah, Project Evie, I need to get it finished. There's not a massive amount left to do on it. Let's just show you what we've got left to do. So first of all, before we start, I just wanted to say the Norman Collier impersonations have hopefully come to an end now. Lots of you, be quiet, Crow. Lots of you commented on the last couple of videos about the sound dropping out. It wasn't intentional, it wasn't meant to be a Norman Collier impersonation. I got a new iPhone 13 and this new microphone I'm using is a Bluetooth microphone, and there's obviously some sort of incompatibility between the Bluetooth that's used on the new iPhone 13 and the microphone. Obviously on the back of the microphone box it said compatible with iPhone X, because that was the most recent one when that mic was produced, no doubt. So whether there's a different version of Bluetooth or what, I don't know, but there's something within the new iPhone 13 that it causes those occasional glitches in the sound. So I've reverted back to my old phone now. So now I've got this phone for recording and my phone is a phone until such time as I get myself a camera. But the one I want is like megabucks, so I'm not going to get one just yet. Anyway, yeah, hopefully normal sound has been restored and no more glitches. So where were we? Project Evie. Okay, so there's a few things I've got to do. As you know, we've done some of the filling down there. We had that crease in the door. That's been filled, sanded. Probably needs a bit more of a sand. That's been filled and sanded. Again, that probably needs a bit more of a sand. We've got a tiny little bit sticking out there. So what I'm going to do before I paint that, I'm going to get the Porta Power against the wall here, and then I'm just going to very gently push it in, because it's coming out, not going in. So I think just gently pushing it, that should hopefully just push it back in enough. That's that on that side. We got one of those to put on. I think I showed you in the last video that the one I had wasn't in. I couldn't get it in properly, and it wasn't a very good one either. It was a bit cracked around the edges, so I actually took it off. I've got some new ones now. I bought some from AliExpress actually. I've got both sets, both sides, and also bought some from eBay. So between the pair of them, hopefully we got a decent one out of them. And they are always a matter of whacking them on with your fist to a degree. Yeah, they need a little bit of encouragement to get into the holes. The bumper's not on fantastically. That needs to be lined up still properly. I don't think the bumper's got to come off anymore. This side we have got the dent in the sill down there, which I've filled, I've sanded to a degree. That does need more filler in it, so I'll get that filled today. I won't be able to get that painted as well today, I don't think, but I'll certainly get it filled today. The weather is starting to turn now, as it's sort of approaching mid-October, so I need to get all this painting done before the weather really turns, because obviously we don't want to be trying to paint in the cold. So that's it for externally. Internally, seats have already all been cleaned. Oh, this door's creaking. That needs some glue. That needs some oil on that. Steering wheel. We've still got this crappy old steering wheel on. So I've got the steering wheel now. It's in the boot. I bought it with an airbag, and there it is. So I need to change that. It's a decent steering wheel. So obviously I'll keep the airbag for future reference. Give that a bit of a clean up. There's no marks on it as such. It's just a little bit dirty, so we'll get that on, get the new number plate on. I've also, because I was using this a bit before I got the 500X, I used this 2 or 3 days for work, because it's all MOT'd and everything. I'm going to get it re-MOT'd. Oh, I've got to do that as well, haven't I? Forgot about that. That's all sanded. That was straightened out and filled. I might need a little bit more filler in there, but that needs sanding down, and I need to paint that corner as well. Forgot about that. What was I saying? Yes, I used it for work for 2 or 3 days, and there's a bit of a squeak coming from the back, bit of a clonk coming from the back. So I think the shocks are knackered. So I'm going to change the rear shocks. So I'm going to do that today as well. But first thing I want to do is try and get this bodywork ready for painting, and maybe get it painted, and then we'll reverse the car down the drive and do the shock absorbers as well. But I think first thing I'm going to do is have a go at this door and down here. I'm going to move the car, get the Porta Power out. Actually no, the first thing I'm going to do is do the steering wheel as the car's here, because I need to move the car closer to the wall when I get the Porta Power out. So hopefully I won't push the house down. So yeah, we'll do the steering wheel first. At long last, get this finally a good steering wheel on it, and put the bottom cowling back on, and then we can get on with the paintwork. So right, let's do that now. Okay, there it is. What a difference that makes, just getting a decent steering wheel and a decent, nicely undamaged and clean steering wheel on it. Lifts it massively. I've had that steering wheel on there for so long, and it actually, where the bit was just here, where it was all worn off, when you're holding the steering wheel with that hand, I ended up getting a completely black thumb where it was all wearing off. Every time I got home from work I had to wash my hands because I had a black thumb. Right, so that's done now, that's good. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to put on this this thing, the whisker or whatever you like to call it. I think the top ones are the whiskers, aren't they? I'm not sure what you call those ones. Chrome strip. Let's put that on, and then we can move on to getting the Porta Power out. But yeah, first of all, let's just get this done. As I say, there is only really one way to do this. I suppose I ought to give this a wipe really, because it's all wet underneath. Which side's which? I think it's the other side. Yeah. Right. Let's get the leather and dry this off first before I do this. I'll cut the sellotape that's around it as well. I'll be a sec. Be back in a sec. Right. Rather than trying to use a dry leather, I'll just use some kitchen towel. Just give it a bit of a dry. Doesn't have to be go mad with it. Right. I mean, it might be. I was wondering whether to put something on it. Don't know. Bit of washing up liquid or a bit of WD-40 or something like that. Just lube it up a little bit. Help it to slide in a little bit better. Don't make your own jokes, please. Let's give it a little squirt of WD around the holes. It might help. It certainly won't hurt, that's for sure. They're always troublesome getting these in. Always. Never know quite sure whether to line up the front or the back first. Let's give it a whack. There you go. That's still not gone in properly. Yeah, I think what I might have to do is put some glue on that to stick that. It's almost on. It's on underneath. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. What I have done in the past as well, when I've whacked that, is dislodge the bulb in there. So I'll have to check that, make sure it's not dislodged. At least it's on. Yeah, before I sell it, I'll just make sure I'll glue that properly. Maybe you should get that on the end on first. I don't think there's any right or wrong way of doing it particularly. And I'm sure probably whacking it isn't the best thing. this is an aftermarket bumper, isn't it? Although it's a good aftermarket bumper, so that chances are that could be the reason why they don't always go on very well. But it's on there anyway. It just needs a little bit of encouragement, a bit of glue on the end bit just to hold it in place. Okay, so that's that done. What's next? I think we're going to move the car over nearer to the wall and then get the Porta Power out, and we're going to gently push that little bit of sill in. So let's do that. Let's get the car moved. We'll set you up and then we'll show you doing it. I've not, you know, as you know, I've only used the Porta Power a couple of times on this car, funnily enough, doing the boot, which is all fine now. So we are really nearly there with this car now. Be good to get this one finished, get it MOT'd. Don't think I've tracked the service history down for this one yet, so I need to do that. And I'm not sure whether it needs servicing or not yet. I did put a new air filter in, if I remember rightly, not that long ago, and I think again, if I remember rightly, I sort of judged by that it needed an oil change because the air filter was quite dirty. And I mean, I always tend to look at the state of the oil filter. You know, you can see looking at an oil filter whether it's a new one or an old one. But I can't remember what the state of the oil was, but I do remember that the air filter was quite dirty, so you can safely assume from that it's due for a service. So we will do an oil change on this as well. I've got oil filter. I think I've got oil. Not sure. We'll have to double check that, but we'll do that at some point. I want to get it MOT'd first. Can't remember. I think the MOT runs out in January or something, so it's still got a long MOT on it. But of course, I will put a new MOT on it. So yes, I'm going to get that pushed out. Then I'm going to have a go at the painting and the filling, and then I'm going to turn the car around while the filling's going off, and get the shocks done. So let's set you up and we'll get this Porta Power out. Okay. So we've got that rubber end on it. So to protect it, I've got it sort of just tensioned in there at the moment. So just going to gently push. Right. Oh, why did it fall out? That's not good. Why did it do that? Oop, I wound it in too much. Okay, let's try that again. Just push it out a bit first. Saves me holding it up there. It's probably good if you can actually support it, I guess. Actually, I could support it like, I could actually point it to the ground. Do it that way, that might be better. It is only a little bit. Is it still going out? Yeah. Oh, you know what it is? I've reached the end of, I need a longer one. I've reached the end of the push. So we'll wind that in. We'll put a longer one on. I may have to adjust where the car is parked. Let's try it again. Let's get a longer one. Blooming heavy, that thing. Is this one longer? Yeah, I think this one's a bit longer. Yeah, much longer. Oh, that's it. Perfect length. Right. There we go. It's incredibly heavy, this. Right. I think that might have already done it. I don't want to make an indent in it. Get it underneath. It don't take much, you know. I think no, there's a little bit more. A little bit more. It's only thin steel, this, I suppose, isn't it? So that's going to take much. That's it. Actually, maybe just a smidge more. It's a great tool, this. Just a tiny bit more, just at the bottom. You can see it moving in. I mean, the car's moving a little bit as well, but no, that's pretty good actually. No, it does still need a bit more. I'm wondering whether to put a square end on it actually, rather than the bell end. Stop it. What sort of square ends have I got? Got that. Let's try that instead. This is so heavy. Oh. Right. Tighten it up. Oh blimey, is my phone going now? Just going to pause you. Sorry about that interruption. That's the thing now, because I'm using I'm using my old phone to film. Then when my phone goes, at least it doesn't cut out the recording like it used to. As it's obviously I've got my new phone. Right, pump. Have I done this up tight? Yeah. Right, nearly there. Just on that little bottom bit there. I don't want to push the top in. I just want to push the bottom. It's moving the car. That's not bad actually. It still needs a tiny bit more. I don't want to do it too hard because I don't want to push it in. That's better. That's better. Although no, still not right. Still not right. Still needs a little bit more. I'm going to straighten it up on here. I think we need a bit of downwards and sideways. Trouble is you can't tell when it's the car moving and when it's the Porta Power. I think that's going to have to do. It's going to be painted this bit anyway, because some of the paint's been chipped off here, but I'm going to do it a little bit more again. Right, I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. Yeah, that's as good as I'm going to get it. It's not bad. It's much better than it was. Unless you get down on your hands and knees, you can't see it. That's fine. That will do. That will do nicely. Once it's all painted, that's fine. Right. So now what I need to do is come around the other side, put the Porta Power away, and then we'll move the car back out again, and we'll start doing a bit more rubbing down on this. I don't think there's any more filling needed. It's just a bit more, just a bit more rubbing down, and then we'll get some primer on it and get it painted. I want to get at least this bit and this bit painted today, just to get that side done. I'll say that this bit needs rubbing down because I didn't rub this down at all. This was just put on just to feel some little imperfections. So once I rub that down, that bit there is already ready to paint, which is good. And the bumper just needs some edging around there, but obviously this needs painting as well. So considering that was damaged, heating that up with a heat gun and then pushing it back worked a treat. Did the job. Okay, let's pack up the Porta Power and we get on with it. Okay, so work in progress. So I am painting all these bits. I didn't think it was worth filming all of it, so I've just rubbed it down a little bit more, cleaned it off, dried it off, panel wiped it, dried it off, put a couple of coats of filler primer on, Very, very, very lightly rubbed that down with 3000 grit, beg your pardon, wet and dry, very, very lightly, and then I've given it a mist coat, and then I've given it another 2 coats so far. I'm going to give it 1 more coat, I think, and done the same at the back. This has had 1 less coat at the back, but it's yeah, that's had a mist coat plus a coat, so that still needs another 2 coats on there. The bumper's not perfect, as you can see. There's still some little imperfections on it, but it is what it is. You know, I could have, maybe I could have got it a little bit better, but it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, that's where we are. I haven't touched the other side yet. If you see out there, you can see that there's another Fiat 500 parts out there. It's not mine. This is a friend of my sister-in-law who has got a broken handle, so I'm fixing that for her today. I didn't think she was going to come till tomorrow, but she brought the car around today. The handle arrived this morning, so as soon as I've got this top coat finished on this, I shall swap the cars over and go out and do that. So I've still got to do this bit down here, put some more filler in there, so I need to rub that down a bit more and then get some more filler in, and try, and probably won't get that painted today, but I'll get it filled and I can always paint it tomorrow. But I say this afternoon, once I've done this painting, done a door handle out there, and then we'll swap the cars back again, and then we'll do the clear coat on this side, and then we'll turn the car around and do the shock absorbers. That'll probably take me the rest of the day, I guess, to do. Well, maybe not. It's only sort of midday at the moment. I've probably got a little bit longer in the day, so I still wanted to do a little bit more on this today. I wanted to have a go at the not the seats, because I've ordered a steam cleaner from eBay and it hasn't arrived yet. I got it for a tenner, second-hand one, like a penguin steamer. So I was going to give it a go with that. But I'm taking on board your suggestions of what some of you have said about jet washing. I want to try and avoid jet washing the seats if I can, but I'm going to try the door panels and see if they'll jet wash. Because if they will, then I'll put them back on and I'll use them rather than using the other one, the black ones I've got. But anyway, back to this car. So where were we? So yeah, I'm just sort of passing the time really, talking to you now while I'm waiting to do another coat. So I shall pause you for now and stick another coat on, and then so when we get back, when we've done the red car out there, done the door handle on that one, we'll swap them back and we'll carry on. So that's it for now, so see you in a bit. Okay, I'm just about to start. So I've done the base coat on the paint. I've still got the clear coat to put on, but I thought I'm going to quickly just do these rear shocks. So I've got a set of shocks, as you can see, they're in the boxes over there. I've already got it jacked up, and I've sprayed some WD on it, on the bolts, as the lady parked the red car out there that I was talking about earlier, and she just came and picked up the car, so I knew I was going to be talking to her, so I didn't start recording. So I'm going to stick you on time lapse. I'm not going to do this in real time. We've done it before, so yeah, let's get on with it. That's it. all done. Such a quick job doing that, such an easy job. Makes all the difference. So hopefully all the clonking we've got coming from the back will be gone now. They weren't too bad. I mean, they're probably, chances are they are the originals. They're not too bad. None of them are MOT failures, although they are quite worn. And this one was the worst one. One of these, I can't remember which one it was now. Oh yeah, this one, which was this side, driver's side. That middle bit was loose, so that's obviously going to be knocking. It fell out, so yeah, they're clearly the originals. So well overdue for changing. What was it, 7 or 8 years old, this car? Well, these are, was it 40 quid a set? Transforms the ride, absolutely transforms the ride. So yeah, good job. So that's another job done that needed to be done on this. It probably wouldn't have failed the MOT, but obviously it's, as I've been using it, you can tell that it's quite bad. Yeah, okay, so let's I'm going to go and have some lunch now. I think it must be about 2 o'clock by now, so I'm going to go and have some lunch, and then we'll come back and we'll I'll have to tidy up first, and then we'll have a look, see if we can do the other side of this as well. Get it rubbed down a bit, and then get some more filler on it. You never know, I might even get it painted today. That'd be good if I could. And we need to obviously get the clear coat on the other side as well. So let's get on with it. Okay, that's the last bit of filling done. I think I've rubbed that down. I've put another coat of filler on just to get it all level. Once that's dried, we'll rub it down and get some primer on it, and then we can paint that. That'll be a job for tomorrow, I think. I don't think we're going to get it done. I don't want to rush it and get it done today. So we've done the paint the other side. I haven't done any clear coat on it yet. I wanted to do it today, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do the clear coat at the same time. I know you should really do it on slightly tacky paint, but I'm going to do it tomorrow. It's all dry now. It's all nice dry and nice and smooth. Looks alright, don't look too bad at all. So we're going to put this car to one side. I was just going to park it outside, but as it's school chucking out time, someone's just parked in my space out there, or is about to. So once they've all gone, getting very close to my 500X. Thought they were going to hit it then. That's the trouble with this road. You get all the people who is that scratches on the windscreen? Yeah, it is. It's not cracks, it's scratches on the windscreen. Yeah. I've got one of those indoors. I bought some of those, so I've got one of those to stick on there now, because I didn't before. What else have we got left to do on this? Not much, I don't think. It's basically getting this painting finished, sorting out the fit of this bumper properly. I don't know why that one will be okay. It's the other side I'm more concerned with, which is the side that wasn't crashed, which is odd. So I don't really know why that's such a big gap there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to manipulate that. If I remember when I put this bumper on, if I remember rightly, although they're not tucked up, but I had trouble getting it in there, if I remember rightly, and I couldn't fathom out why, because this side wasn't touched when it was hit. Although that does look slightly bent in there. I don't know, it's weird. It's really strange, that. But we need to get to the bottom of that. But just in case bottom arms need to be done and the whole lot needs to come off, I'm not going to do that until I've got it MOT'd. Because I know, you know, it's sod's law, you know what'll happen. So that's it for the time being. We'll be back tomorrow when we, I know I haven't shown you too much today, but this is all stuff I've done before, and you don't want to see me painting. I'm just showing you the before and after, really. Yeah, so what did we do today? We've done the steering wheel, we've done rear shocks, we've done the paint down this side, all done except for the clear coat, and we've done some more filling that side. That's all really, but there's not a massive amount, as I said earlier, there's not a massive amount left to do on it. If you remember that little thing that I pushed out in the boot, where I had the Porta Power in there, I made a little hole in the boot while I was up in the air. I've pushed that back, I've hammered that back, and I've sealed it with seam sealer, and then I've put seam sealer on the inside as well, just to seal it against the weather. So that'll be fine. Yeah, that was my mistake, that I punctured a hole in the boot floor. Yeah, that's it for the time being. So as I say, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll get this rubbed down, get it primed, get it painted, and then we'll try and get this booked in for MOT next week if I can. I think I'm only off work Monday. I've got a training day on Tuesday, so I don't think I've only got one day off next week, which is a bit of a pain. And I'm working this weekend, so yeah, I'm going to see if I can book it for Monday, if I can, and then we can get it down there, get it MOT'd. Assuming it passes, we can give it a service, sort this bumper out, whatever else needs doing, bits and pieces, and then it'll be done. So see you very soon. So a couple of weeks has passed since that last little clip you saw there, despite the car being parked back in the same place again. I've not really actually done any more with it. It's sort of taken another back seat again. So the blue one has gone off to the body shop yesterday morning, and the convertible is sitting around in front of the house at the moment. So the convertible is the one I'm working on next, to get that door sorted out. So as I say, at the moment, apart from putting more filler down here, which I did the other day, I don't think I'm going to need any more filler in there. It just needs a really good rub down. I never did get round. I know I shouldn't have done it like this, but although I painted these bits, I never did get round to clear coating them, so they've still got to be done. And the same goes for this back. Unfortunately, this back, you can actually see it a little bit still. So I think I'm just going to, it looks worse through, again, as they often do, it looks worse through the camera than it actually is. But you can see a little bit of a ridge still there, which I didn't think you could, but it's just going to have to stay like that. This is going to be a super cheap car, I think, this one. It wasn't the best, was it? It's probably one that I shouldn't have bought, to be fair. So I'm going to get it, once I've done these bits of painting, I'll get it MOT'd and I'll just sell it off as cheap as I can to sort of more or less break even. It's given some content for the channel. Obviously this is the car that had the rear hit as well, which is done, which is sorted now, but it's not the best. It's a shame because it's a 13 plate, and it's fine. It runs absolutely spot on. It's just the bodywork's letting it down a little bit, unfortunately. Which I could take it into body shop and get it done properly, but I just don't feel it's worth it really. So I'll get that paintwork done next week. Probably end of next week. I'll try and get this done. We'll probably have one more video on this. It's got a full tank of petrol in it, but we'll have one more video on this. But we'll get that done, get that painted, and then we'll finish the painting off on this side. Get it. I'll probably put another coat on it actually, and then put clear coat over that. There's the bit on the door and the sill as well, and that sill is still actually a little bit. Where it was sticking out, it's actually gone in a little bit, which is a bit of a nuisance. I didn't think it had. I thought I was being really careful, as you would have seen earlier on in this video. But yeah, I think I've gone too far, which is my stupidity. But never mind. I didn't realise, and it's happened. So I'll either try and pull it out, or I'll again fill it and put some more paint on. We'll see. Anyway, as there's only going to be the one more video on this, I thought we got a half-hour video, so for a midweek video, I thought I'd use this, and so we'll call it a day on this video, and then we'll come back when we do those. We'll film those bits and pieces, and then, as I say, take it for an MOT, and then this final clean-up, and then it'll be done pretty much, and I'll just getting it as best I can really, and I'll sell it for as cheap amount as I can as possible, that I can, not break even, but make a couple of £100 profit maybe. I'm sure I will, but it's not going to be perfect, but hey ho, it is what it is. But we need to move on to another project. We need to get rid of either this one. Well, the convertible will be going into the body shop. I don't know when, but when I get, Jesus Christ, when I get the blue one back, this only went in yesterday. It certainly won't be starting on it till Monday. I don't suppose we'll be starting on it then, but with a bit of luck I might get it back in sort of 2 or 3 weeks time, and then I'm hoping to get the convertible in a state ready to take to the body shop and swap them over, and then obviously it'll just be the final clean-up on that blue one, and that will be for sale. So blue one convertible, at that sort of stage they're almost ready to go. We can get this one finished. We'll sort of then be looking for another project after that. So hopefully within the next sort of 3 or 4 weeks I can think about getting at least one more project to be getting on with. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. So for the time being, thanks again. For the time being, thanks again for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you are a casual viewer, hit that subscribe button, push those numbers up. Let's get us up past the 4,000 mark by the end of the year. Yeah. onwards and upwards. Thanks for watching, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.